Surah 87. Al-Allah. Context. Period of revelation. The subject matter shows that this too is one of the earliest surahs to be revealed, and the words,
"We shall enable you to recite, then you shall never forget,"
of verse 6 also indicate that it was sent down in the period when the messenger was not yet fully accustomed to receiving revelation, and at the time revelation came down he feared lest he should forget its words. If this verse is read along with verse 114 of Surah 20, Taha, and verses 16 to 19 of Surah 75, Al-Qiyamah, and the three verses are also considered with regard to their styles and contexts, the sequence of events seems to be that first in this surah the Prophet was reassured to the effect,
"Do not at all worry, we shall enable you to recite this word, then you shall not forget it."
Then after a lapse of time, on another occasion, when Surah 75, Al-Qiyamah was being revealed, the Prophet involuntarily began to rehearse the words of the revelation. Thereupon it was said,
"O Prophet, do not move your tongue to remember this revelation hastily. It is for us to have it remembered and read. Therefore, when we are reciting it, listen to its recital carefully. Again, it is for us to explain its meaning."
Last of all, on the occasion of the revelation of Surah 20, Taha, the Prophet on account of human weakness, again became afraid lest his memory should fail to preserve some portion of the 113 verses, which were continuously revealed at that time, and therefore he began to memorize them. Thereupon it was said,
"And see that you do not hasten to recite the Quran before its revelation is completed to you."
After this, it never so happened that he felt any such danger. For apart from these three places, there is no other place in the Quran where there might be a reference to this matter. Theme and subject matter. This short surah contains three themes: monotheism,
Tawheed,
instructions to the Prophet and the hereafter. In the first verse, the doctrine of monotheism has been compressed into a single sentence, saying that God's name should be glorified and exalted. For example, he should not be remembered by any name which might reflect a deficiency, fault, weakness, or an aspect of likeness with created beings. For the root of all false creeds in the world are wrong concepts about God, which assumed the form of an erroneous name for his glorious and exalted being. Therefore, for the correction of the creed, the primary thing is that God Almighty should be remembered only by the beautiful names which suit and befit him. In the next three verses, it has been said,
"Your Lord, glorification of whose name is being enjoined, is he who created everything in the universe, proportioned it, set it a destiny, taught it to perform the function for which it is created. You witness this manifestation of his power, day and night, that he creates vegetation on the earth as well as reduces it to mere rubbish. No other being has the power to bring about spring nor the power to prevent autumn."
Then, in the following two verses, the Prophet is being consoled.
"Do not worry as to how you will remember word for word the Quran that is being revealed to you. It is for us to preserve it in your memory, and its preservation is not in any way the result of any excellence in you, but the result of our bounty and favor. Otherwise, if we so will, we can cause you to forget it."
Then, the Prophet has been told,
"You have not been made responsible to bring everyone onto the right path. Your only duty is to convey the truth, and the simplest way of conveying the truth is that admonition be given to him who is inclined to listen to the admonition and accept it, and the one who is not inclined to it should not be pursued. The one who fears the evil consequences of deviation and falsehood will listen to the truth and accept it, and the wretched one who avoids listening to and accepting it will himself see his evil end."
The discourse has been summed up, saying,
"Success is only for those who adopt purity of belief, morals and deed, and remember the name of their Lord and perform the prayer. But on the contrary, the people are wholly lost in seeking the ease, benefits and pleasures of the world, whereas they should actually endeavor for their well-being in the hereafter. For the world is transitory and the hereafter everlasting. and the blessings of the hereafter are far better than the blessings of the world.
This truth has not been expressed only in the Quran, but in the books of the prophets Abraham and Moses too. It had been brought to the notice of man. Surah 87. Al-Allah. In the name of God, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Exalt the name of your Lord, the Most High, who created in proportion, and who destined and then guided, and who brings out the pasture, and then makes it black stubble. We will make you recite, O Muhammad, and you will not forget, except what God should will. Indeed He knows what is declared and what is hidden. And we will ease you toward ease, so remind, if the reminder should benefit. He who fears God will be reminded. But the wretched one will avoid it, he who will enter and burn in the greatest fire, neither dying therein, nor living. He has certainly succeeded, who purifies himself, and mentions the name of his Lord, and prays. But you prefer the worldly life, while the hereafter is better, and more enduring. Indeed this is in the former scriptures, the scriptures of Abraham, and Moses,